General orders pizza from Little Caesars every week for his co-workers. One week he ordered 4 thin crust pizzas and 4 deep dish pizzas, and it cost him $58. The next week he ordered 6 thin crust pizzas and 3 deep dish pizzas, and it cost him $63. After paying for the pizzas the last few weeks, he is curious how much each pizza cost. Alright, so let's start defining some letters here, some variables. So we've got thin crust and deep crust. So I'm going to let T equal the cost of a thin crust, and I'm going to let D equal the cost of a deep dish. Okay. So I'm going to set up my 2 equations here. So what I'm going to get here is I got the first one up here is 4 thin crusts, so 4T plus 4 deep dish, and it costs $58. And then the second equation is it was 6 thin crusts plus 3 deep dish, right? Yeah, and that was $63. So now I need to decide on which method do I want to use to solve this. So I'll probably use elimination here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the D's. So this is the trickier one. I'm going to have to multiply both of these. So I'm going to make the opposites, the 0 pairs, I'm going to make them 12 and negative 12. So I'm going to make this top one 12, so I'll multiply it by 3. And I'll make this bottom one negative 12, so I'll multiply it by negative 4, making sure that I distribute everything out. Okay, so I end up with 12T plus 12D. That's like 174, I think. 58 times 3. Yeah. Okay. And coming down here, I get negative 24T minus 12D. And negative 252. Okay. Then I'll get my 0 pairs right there, so I end up with negative 12T. That equals 78 negative. Divide by negative 12. Coming up here, I get T equals 6.5. Okay. So thin crust costs 6.5. So now I'm going to go ahead and find the cost of a deep dish. So I can plug into any of these that have both. I'll plug into this one right here. So I'm going to get 12 times 6.5 plus 12D equals 174. Multiply these, I get 78 plus 12D equals 174. Subtract 78 to both sides. It gives me 96 divided by 12, and that's 8. Okay, so a thin crust costs $6.50, and a deep dish is $8. Okay. Looking at our last problem here. As treasurer for her school club, Amy is trying to figure out how many t-shirts and how many sweatshirts she should order for a fundraiser. She knows in the past the number of t-shirts is sold are 3 times the number of sweatshirts. T-shirts cost $18 and sweatshirts cost $27. She has $486 to spend. Okay. All right, so let's see what we can get out of here. So what do we know? We know how much they cost. The question is how many do we get? So we got t-shirts and sweatshirts. So I'm going to let T equal the number of t-shirts. Okay. And you know, for sweatshirts, I don't like using an S. I'm going to use a Y just because S's look like 5s. Is going to equal the number of sweatshirts. Okay. So let's go back and see if we can analyze the information here. So she knows in the past that the number of T-shirts is, okay, is sold more 3 times than the number of sweaters. Okay, so if I take the number of sweaters, which is Y, and I multiply it by 3, they would be the same because there's 3 times as many as T's as there are Y's. So if I multiply by 3, now they're the same. Then I'm going to go ahead and create a second equation that involves money, and it's going to be I take all the T-shirts, multiply it by 18, plus all the sweatshirts and multiply that by 27, and she can only spend $486. So now we have our equations. So we'll go ahead and graph these. Okay. So down here is the number of sweatshirts. So that's going to be my Y values. I know it's on a Y axis, and this is going to be my T values. Okay. All right. So as I do this, this one is in the way that I want it. Okay. So like this would be the X and that would be the Y. Think of it as a y-intercept of 0. Okay. A y-intercept of 0. You go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. Okay. Do that a couple more times. I can get myself a line there. Okay, so that's this line here. Now this one, I'm going to solve it for Y before I graph it. Now in this case, the Y value is the T, so I'm going to get the T by itself. So subtract 27 to both sides, 27Y, 18T equals negative 27Y plus 486 divided by 18. And T equals, so 486 divided by 18 is 27. So the y-intercept is 27. Plus, so I got 27 over 18. I can at least take a 3 out of those. So that's, sorry, I can take a 9 out of those, right? So 3 over 2. Okay. So start at 27. Sorry, it's negative 3 over 2 because it was a negative right here. 27, so 25, 26, 27. We go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the right 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 to the right. Oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 2. So we got something about right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve this algebraically, then I'll go ahead and look at my answer. Okay, so now I'm going to take these two right here. I'm going to rewrite these. So T equals 3y, and then 18t plus 27y equals 486. So I got t by itself, so I'm going to substitute in right there. Okay. I'll go ahead and solve. So 18 times 3 is 54 plus 27y equals 486. 81y equals 486 divided by 81. And y equals 6. Okay. So y equals 6, which is right here. Okay. And Then I'll go back and plug in right here, so I'll get t equals 3 times 6, and t equals 18. So 18 is 15, 16, 17, 18. So the solution is right here. So you can see my line's a little bit off, probably just I missed a little bit, but there's my answer, right?